I'm excited, but I'm nervous. Huge timeline issue.
The confrontation we needed.
I have a day to read this book.
The dreaded continuity error.
I love that so much. Hey guys, I'm Kate. Welcome back to my channel, and today I am starting my reread of Project White, aka another nameless story. Titleless story. The thing about this story though, right, is that it's my co-written novel. I've documented in length because it has taken a long time to get to this point. The writing and rewriting and rereading and printing out of this document. So my co-writer and I decided that we should give this another go, and it's actually, I don't even know what draft this is technically. The reason we stopped last time was because she and I had sort of a disagreement, and disagreement, not like a harsh disagreement, we just disagreed on a key thing regarding one of the characters. Or at least how the character came across. It's kind of a big deal because it is sort of women's fiction, or I guess a romantic comedy or contemporary. One of the things we want to do this time is make sure that we are more aware of the genre classification. But yeah, so there's two different point of views that happen. I write one of the characters and she writes the other. And I'm worried that the character I write doesn't come across, sympathetic's not the word, she takes the lead in most of the action that sort of drives the story, and it can come across as harsh depending on the feelings of the other character. The problem with that is that the audience needs to root for both of the characters, and I don't think, given the way it starts, that we ever really get the chance to sort of root for the character I'm writing. So when I reread it last time, I was thinking there was some way we needed to be able to sort of tone it down. Yeah, anyways, that's the problem, or that's why we stopped. The question's gonna be now, as I reread this, if I get the same sort of feeling, and the question's gonna be if she rereads it, if she gets the same thing she was feeling last time. So the disagreement might just continue on, and we're gonna have to make a decision on what to do there during this next rewrite. Oh man, oh man. So anyways, let's just start reading. And I'm also going to fix my nails while we do it. I'm excited, but I'm nervous. That's how I feel for a lot of my projects. All right. The real question is, which colors did I use the first time? I think it's all blue and pink. I had something of a key, so not green, blue, or pink, or purple. Thinking an orange. Let's do this. Benefit of knowing what happens a little bit later is that if I find an inconsistency early on, I can switch around. Also, we're getting there. It's also really funny to see, here we go. I had something bother me last time that didn't bother me this time, which is always interesting and can, I think, tell you that it was less, like it's less a problem potentially. Like if I, the same reader, reads it and it's like, oh no, I don't see anything wrong with it. However, it all goes into some of the comments I made before. I had a solution that I wrote as an option, but I actually think what was bothering me was up here and here rather than what I had figured out at the time. And if we were able to fix that, then it would actually fix potentially all of the issues. So it's just interesting to note that because I've had more space, I think I'm seeing it more clearly, or I've potentially gotten better at revising. Another option. Who knows? Anyways, I'm on chapter 2 now. Ta-da! But I do want to get something other than water to power me through this, so it's time for food. I don't know why I always want to do something with my hands while I'm rereading work. Why is that? I don't know. To the next page.
What are you working on, Kate? That's a great question. And I asked myself that at like 2 and at like 2:30 and 2:45 before I hopped on with you. And I'm still like, like I was telling Becca, I'm in the middle of this experiment where I have to have a hard cutoff at 5 p.m. my time. So I feel like I have to get all this stuff done. So now it's prioritizing what has to happen in these 2 hours. I'm like internally freaking out. So I actually have some work emails that I need to do. And then I have my project I'm supposed to reread with my friend. We're meeting on Saturday to discuss it. And I'm like, so if I don't have that read by then, and it's a debatable if that counts as work, but because we want to publish it, it would be work at some point. So it's all very convoluted in a way that I was not expecting when I started this experiment.
It's now 9:05. I can start. Yay! I just finished chapter 5. I sent my friend a text where I was saying how much I love that we stated in the book what basically the theme was, or at least the relationship between the two main characters that we're going to sort of explore as time goes on. I love that so much. That's one of my favorite things when I can go back and reread other novels. It's almost like a clue in as to what to expect for what's to come without it really being like any kind of heavy foreshadowing. So I loved it. I loved it that she got that in there in her chapter. I'm actually finding that though I do think my character is still not coming across as, I don't know that the readers are gonna root for her as much still. Like, I do think that that's still a problem. However, I have found several solutions that aren't going to require as big of an upheaval as I was initially thinking the last time I read it. I'm seeing it all clearly now. And also, okay, just over here freaking out about my own story. I think we started it in the perfect place, because when I'm thinking of like what the back of the book would look like, telling people what the premise of the story is, that idea is initially jump started in like chapter 4, but all of the stuff ahead of it really sets the tone and aids into what's gonna jump, like, is the point of the thing. I don't know that that makes sense. Anyways, I think we started the book in the right place, I guess is what I'm saying. And I feel like that's always a concern when you're reading, because you don't want it to be too long before we get to the aha, this is what you promised me kind of thing, but you also don't really want it to be immediate. We need a little bit of a build with the characters and stuff like that. So yeah, there's a lot of good things. There's definitely stuff that needs to be fixed, but there's a lot of good things, and I'm more hopeful now reading it than I was expecting. This is the best side. Time to get back to it. Yeah, you can see I've covered this much and I have this much, so you know, there's a way to go. I got a cinnamon roll to help me. This thing was actually bigger than my head when we first got it. Amazing. Amazing. All right, it is time for a change of... what? Come on, pen. It is time for a change of scenery. I am taking this and I'm gonna work out on the bike while reading. I'm gonna get a shower and then it is back to reading. And now I need to transfer some notes, the big changes that need to be made, or like the changes per chapter. Some of it's like good stuff. I guess at this point when I'm saying big stuff, it's not that big. It's just like per chapter there's something that it's like references back something else, so it's fixing that, or like, actually, I stopped at the gym. I should have kept going, but I stopped because there was a huge timeline issue. And I remember we put in 2 scenes that were like Halloween scenes because we knew that the story needed something. The problem is we did not blend into the next scene nearly well enough. And when we were in it, it was harder to tell that. So yeah, that whole chapter needs a complete overhaul, but by and large, the changes are not that big. However, notes must still be made. Oh my gosh, I just got an email alert, like way late, but Emily, I think it's live. So I figured maybe I could join her and that would be so much more fun. I won't be reading alone. All right, I've read all the page, but I'm gonna come back to this because Duke wants to go outside, so we're gonna read and do that. No. Okay, what page am I on now?
Still just laying there. Oh, look at his little ear. The dreaded continuity error.
All right, I made it back in time for another sprint. Yay! We're done! Good morning. It's Friday. I have a day to read this book. So, you know, best get on it, right? I finished my cappuccino. The run was a while ago at this point, and I'm still this red. But, you know, a good 40-minute break, and now it's time to get back to this. I think the back chapters aren't as long, which could be a problem. This feels like a pretty big difference to me, but oh well, hopefully it's not. Hopefully the pacing feels right as I'm reading through again. Let's bring you down and flip.
Yes, it's the confrontation we needed.
I'm now on to chapter 24, and there are 34 chapters. But again, the last 10 go by a lot quicker, so 2:38, time to start getting ready for my write-in, or, as it will be this time, a read-in. Tea! And the countdown has started. 25 seconds, I'm just gonna go live. Okay, so I'm still doing this experiment, right? And theoretically that means I only have 2 hours left, and I'm not anywhere close to finishing my reading yet, and me and my co-writer are meeting tomorrow. So I have to read. And it just ended! We're done! I'm so close to the end of this story, but 2 hours and 3 minutes. It's now 5:04 p.m. All right, 100% focus on this. I'm almost done. Ah, almost. I'm done. I'm done. It's about time for me to hit the road. But first, we gotta pack up the draft. I'm really excited to compare and see what my co-writer thought during her reread. We agreed to only talk over the first 17 chapters, and then on the way back, when I'm going through the next week, we'll talk over the next 17 chapters. So I think that's good though, because otherwise it's just a whole lot of story. We don't got that kind of time today. So, hooray! I'm excited. I am still a little bit nervous because what if she still feels the same way as she did before this reread? I definitely do, even though I'd argue it's toned down a little bit and I have solutions. Okay, let's go. Yeah. Got my breakfast to the road, enough food that, you know, if I get in a minor snowstorm or something, I would be fine for a couple days. There's no snow to be seen, but, you know, best be prepared. All right, let's get on the road. Ah!
And these kinds of questions started happening all the time.
And here we are at Summer Moon. Wood-fired coffee. What? There's my co-writer. Until I get inside, though. You are going in the bag. Oh no. Oh, I caught it. I was like, Miss Bourne's going down. So weirdly.
Unless,
Where did he get the impression? He's like, totally.
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I also don't know what that's supposed to mean entirely.
Yeah.
Will they got it away? Okay.
Hi, Penny. Hello. Oh, you are so cute. Yes, you are.
So, for as nervous as I was to go over this with my co-writer, we actually agreed on a lot of things, and the things that we didn't agree on, the more I kind of pointed out like little things within the way the dialogue was stated or within like reactions, she kind of saw it. So my big issue is basically being taken care of, which is really helpful because it's so hard when you involve two writers on a project because you both need to feel as proud and as happy with it as you possibly can be. And so it's nice to know that I think my issues are going to be taken care of. We only went through chapter 17. I actually need to still write down the notes from chapter 17 and on. Do you see how I changed the camera angle because my battery died? But in this next revision, my co-writer Pam and I actually decided that we're going to work on each chapter together. Up until this point, we had each taken care of our own chapter and we'd work on the overall plot and like what needed to be in each chapter together, but the actual writing was just on us and the actual revising was just on us for our chapters. So like I'm the even number chapters. Well, this time we're gonna work on it together because minus that pretty big timeline error, which won't be that hard to fix, I guess is what I'm saying. It's a very self-contained timeline error. After that, it's really just making sure that our characters sound like our characters even in the other person's chapters and making sure that we tone down or tone up certain things and that we're trying to hit the market that we're aiming for. So Pam reads a lot more sort of chick lit than I do. And I like chick lit and I'm excited to write it. Y'all know my love of Hallmark, but she definitely knows better about what these sort of genre expectations are. She gave me a like huge reading list of books so that I will know like what to aim for as we're rewriting. So yes, I'm just so excited because I feel like we're on the same page again, finally. And I feel like we have like a trajectory. Oh, wow. Well, please do comment down below. Let me know what your revision process looks like. Mine does always start with a reread completely and then I go into the rewriting stage. And now obviously rewriting is different depending on what stage of the draft you're at. Since we're farther along, it's much more line by line at this point. But yeah, let me know what revision looks like for you. And do you also get tired of rereading your project? This was really nice because I had so much space from it that it felt like something so new. With my own projects, I do not wait a year or something to read them again. But thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you especially to some of my new patrons this month: Candace Floyd, Callie Floyd, Danielle Juarez, and Evelyn, and I will see y'all all very soon at the new video. Bye. Come on, internet. You can do it. You can do it. Can you do it? Why aren't you doing it? Yay, okay. That lighting's not gonna work. No, no.